Hi, I'm Saverio from Team Absolute, and I'm here to bring you the profile of the Salamangreat deck that we decided to pilot at the Italian Nationals 2019, and with whom Matteo Giugni reached top 32. Here's the list. For Entraps we played 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Phantasmei, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Permanents, pretty standard. Then for Salamangreat we played 3 Gazelle, 3 Foxy, 3 Spinny. Some people play 2, but we decided to max out on the good Salamangreat monster because you want to make the deck more consistent as you can. And we played a lot of discard card like Twin Twister and Silent Mining, so we want the Gasoline End to trigger, so we need a Salamangreat monster. And in the mirror match, Spinny is a 1-card Ita, and we know how Ita is powerful in that matchup. It lets you play against Dweller and make Dweller at your time. So then we played the Jaguar, the Falco, and the Fowl. Fowl is pretty important in this format, so making rank 4 easily is very important in the Arcos matchup, and the other effect comes in handy too, because against a deck like Altergeist and the mirror match, you need to bait the back row. Then we played the obvious Lady Debug. 1-card combo is always good. Then other 1-card combo, Circle and 3 Mining. Then for the back removal we played 3 Cyclone and 2 Twin Twister. So we wanted to play a lot of back row removal because this deck struggles against deck like Altergeist or the Floatgate, like mine, or there can be only one. So we don't want to lose against those decks, and this deck is consistent enough to play removal. And for this reason we decided not to play Call by the Grave, which is a card that it is considered staple, but we didn't think so, because not a lot of decks plays Entraps. The only deck is the mirror match, the only deck that we are well afraid of. But in the mirror match you need your Entraps too. So it is like a paradox where if you have Entraps and Cold by the Grave, you can't use Cold by the Grave if they use Ash and you have Ash in hand, because it's very bad. So you can't use Cold by the Grave on their monsters, because then you can't use at your time. So it's like a paradox that we didn't like. We didn't want to ourselves to find ourselves in that situation, and we didn't miss the card, so it was a good choice. Then we played the Sanctuary, and the best card of the format, we think, Fusion of Fire. It's very powerful. It's a removal, and it's not only for the OTK, but it's an easy removal against a lot of problem monsters. And for this reason we decided not to play cards like Borisword or Avermax, but something better instead, something very better instead. And then the Rage and the Roar, the traps that are searchable, you don't need more. Then for side deck we played 2 Ghost Ogre. Pretty explanatory, is good against all the meta except for the mirror match, so we didn't make that card. Lancia against Orcus, Thunder Dragon, 2 Super Poly, and the third the Twin Twister. We didn't play Stabbing Venom, because we didn't have the space in the first place, but we didn't like the card against Pendulum, or we didn't think that it was enough to justify one space in the extra deck or side deck. The fact that it may be good against deck like Pendulum, Thunder Dragon, Orcust, and it is not that good, so it's not a win condition, except in the mirror match, of course. Then the float gate against the strikers and other decks. The 3 Sanctum and the Sight against the mirror match, Orcust, everything in the meta right now, pretty much, but it's only good when you go first, so we played it in the side. Then 3 Bailings, 3 Wolf, Ita, and 2 Itlio and Ita, one of the best cards of the extra deck. Nightmare Phoenix, 2 Stalio, it's pretty much staple now, we think. Abyss Dweller, Chimera, and the last card, Clock Lizard. Now we talk about this card, that it's pretty much the reason Matteo topped the national, because he says that he won a lot of mirror match, pretty much every mirror match 2-0 thanks to this card. This card lets you place OTKs through Abyss Dweller and through Effect Veiler on Chimera, because what he says is that you can pretty much summon Chimera for game. Then if the opponent has something like an Effect Veiler, you can pretty much go from there, link with it, and then summon Clock Lizard, as long as you haven't summoned Stalio that turn because of the restriction. Then when you summon Clock Lizard, you tribute it, and pretty much you summon the Chimera again using Clock Lizard and something like I don't know, pretty much like a wolf to summon Chimera. Chimera now has like 4,300 attack, and Clock Lizard, the last effect, counts the number of Cybers monsters you have in the graveyard, and opponent monsters lose 400 attack for each of monsters or Cybers monsters you have in the graveyard. So this effect doesn't target. This is very relevant. You don't need to summon Itlio to do this combo, and you can do it against Phantasme and a lot of other cards. So we show you an OTK through Abyss Dweller using. We're back now to show you the combo that makes us decide to play this card in the mirror match, because Abyss Dweller is a very threatening card, and you need options to play those games that otherwise would be lost. So this is just to showcase the power of the Clock Lizard card. So we just need one Salamangreat monsters and a Gazelle, and the way to have Gazelle. You summon the Salamangreat, you don't really matter which one, since you can't use their effects anyway because of Abyss Dweller. You summon, you liquidate, you summon Benix, and you summon Gazelle from hand. You add the Field Spell and you send the Fusion of Fire to the graveyard. You go from there, you link with the Bailings and the Gazelle to summon the first Sunlight Wolf. You activate the Field Spell, reincarnate the Wolf effects, you can add back the Fusion of Fire. Then you use the Fusion of Fire to fuse your opponent monsters. You can use one monster from your hand anyway, if your opponent doesn't have another one. I mean, this is pretty easy to have, so it's pretty much the same combo from there. You summon the Chimera. If you want, you can use the effects. You can at this point. If you get interrupted anyway, you have Gazelle for the next turn, but this shouldn't matter. You link with your monsters, you summon the Clock Lizard card, then you use the effect of Clock Lizard, you tribute it, you put back your Chimera from the graveyard into the extra deck. To fuse it back using a Lizard and one Wolf, you banish and you summon it back. So the Chimera will be at 4300, and because of Lizard second effect, your opponent's Abyss Dweller will lose 1200 attack, so it will go to 500. So you go battle phase for 1300 plus 4300 times 2 is 8600 onto your opponent Abyss Dweller that is at 500. So it's OTK through Abyss Dweller with only 2 cards. The other 4 cards can be extended, can be entrapped, and can be Called by the Grave if you want to play Called by the Grave. But they can be bait for Ash, bait for Veiler, can be anything. So this is just to showcase the power of the card. And now I show you another combo you can do against pretty much staple Salamangreat board that lets you play against an interruption effect Veiler on the Chimera. So you summon the Foxy link into Veilings, summon Gazelle, you add the Sanctuary and send the Fusion of Fire to the graveyard. Then you activate the field spell, use Foxy effect to summon itself from the graveyard. And from here you can do something like the Sunlight Wolf. You can summon Sunlight Wolf from here. Then you can summon back the Spinny from the graveyard, add back Gazelle if you want, link those 2 cards to summon another one. Summon another one. Use the effect to add back the Fusion of Fire. Then you can summon the first Itlio. You reincarnate. Summon the second Itlio. Okay. You use the effect targeting Veilings and the opponent monster. In this case I will choose Stalio, but it can be Wolf too, but if they are circle this can be dangerous, so you want to use it on Stalio or on Veilings if you have like Ash in the graveyard. Then we use Fusion of Fire using the opponent monsters, so you'll use those 2, or you can use this one and this one for an OTK. So use those 2. You summon the Chimera. The Chimera is ready to kill, because in this case if you use those 2 cards you know that you have game. because the opponent's value is 500, and 3300 divided by 2 is 1650, so the chimera is at 4450. It becomes 8900, so 8400 damage on the Stalio. So the opponent, you go battle phase, the opponent comes like F8 Veiler, okay, it's fine. Go back to main phase 1, you link with it, this is the graveyard, you link with it, you summon the Clock Lizard, you tribute it, you put back the Chimera, and remember, you can do that, and at the end I will tell you a strange story about the national, but you can do that. You put back the same Chimera to the extra deck, using those two monsters for the summon, and summon back. So you now have a Chimera at 4000, modded from 4300 than before, because it's at 3500 divided by 2, so it's at 4550, if I'm not mistaken. So you can attack on pretty much everything. You can deal the full 1000 damage for game. So Clock Lizard has a strange text. It says that you can make fusion monsters go back to the extra deck, then summon death monsters from the extra deck, and it says death monsters. So you don't need to have death monsters before the activation of the effect. And this was ruled badly at the Nationals, and Matteo lost his top 32 matchup because of this. It was pretty bad, but we then knew the real ruling of the card. They apologized to us, so it's fine. But just to remind you that there's no problem with the card. The OTK is viable, it's all legal, so there's no point in not playing this, we think. So it's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see next time with another profile, another video. Bye.